instead. Because I'm only going to use a router once.
Router?
And this guy said you can borrow mine when you like. I've never used it. So I bought another tool. And it has, if I say oscillating, that's it. And it cuts. It's a blade. You fit a cut in and it goes. So you can put, and you can go as far as deep as you want. Yeah? And you can take that one off and put another one for scraping. Another one for 3 or 4 different blades. £30.
Wow.
Be precise, 29, but to me I always say the nearest 10. £30. Well, you want one tool from the regular shops in England to do the oscillating cutting. £110, and it only does one thing.
Expensive.
So when I get these tools, I think of him particularly. I should have bought Pitcher, maybe. I bought also another tool, electric, with a very fine, and you fit different heads on. Is it useful for him?
I guess I will.
I'll describe it to him, and maybe we can find it on internet.
Okay.
I bought it in the actual tool without the heads, and I thought of him a lot. And I thought, I bet you this would be really good for his craftsmanship and make it easier.
Yeah.
You can use it like pen even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tattoo pen.
Grooving in.
It would be useful.
Then I looked at a keyboard, it's about this long. This one is fit in a suitcase, no, it's only about that, and the child can learn. But this one is a bit longer and more. And I thought, how do I take that? I thought, oh, well, next year. But first of all, I want to make sure it's working. On the one hand, on the other hand, you guys fix everything.
We do.
Yeah?
We do.
What English throw away all the time. You guys are...
English throw away all the time. It's useful for us. Recycle. Recycle.
No, England is spoiled. Even compared to Europe, it's spoiled. And it's become lazy and downgraded. Because since the last World War and the rationing, which lasted till 1948, I think it was, I was 4 years old then, but I was in Africa anyhow. So we never had rationing. You can't ration food in Africa. Why? Because you've got hundreds and thousands of them outside. You just go collect it. But since then, they've had no real difficulties. This, that, little thing here, little thing there, not many. Not like big earthquake, you have... the earthquake will shake everything up. They have little ones.
Little ones?
They've not had any real hardships to endure. So they got softer and softer. So guess what now the worst thing is? The children run around with knives in their pocket and they like to stick them in you.
That's dangerous.
And it's every day in the newspaper, it's normal now, you read 1, 2, 3 knife attacks all the time. Some of them purely, I just feel like sticking in a knife. Oh, he'll do. Oh, she'll do. Great, I'll stick it in them, usually in their back. They're not cowards. What makes this mentality grow so much? Soft. Yeah? I've been in prison before as a prisoner when I was young. I asked the guys, if for the crime you made you would get the birch, or then you say they had a choice, you had 6 or 9 times you get hit by a stick, or you go to prison for 3 months. They all said, they didn't even think, they said prison immediately, 3 months. So and 6 months? 90% said I'd rather do 6 months than get hit with a birch. And my next question was, if you knew you were going to get the birch anyhow, would you have done it? They didn't have to think yes or no, they just went no right away. So they introduced the birch back to England. Their crime,
Down.
oh, but they say you mustn't do that. The poor little boys, they only want to stick knives in people. What about the girls and boys who got a knife in them?
Yeah. That's also a thing to be concerned.
Now, you know when you go meditate in a monastery, you have the police monks with a whip. They walk around with a whip on their back. Yeah? I watched this guy getting hit, 2 of them, with the whip. I thought, oh, that's what it is, and smiled. You know why I smiled? You hit me with a whip like that, I think you're being friendly.
Yeah, being friendly.
My training in Taekwondo, twice I had to take the master's hardest punch in my stomach. The first time, he didn't warn me. I mean, time changes, right?
Yeah.
I realized that this isn't play. And I got most of my stomach lock on. And I went back and I went, whoosh! That's all. He said, oh, I'm sorry. I went, why? He went, because I should have warned you. But I'm sorry, really, because I have to hit you again as part of your training. This time you're ready. Bang! I went back 3 paces. But no, it sting the skin a bit. But as far as, you know, like you go, bang! And I go, yeah, okay. No, not all this stuff. So he says, now, you hit me as hard as you can. He is the only human being I've ever hit as hard as I can. Bam! He went back 3 paces and all he said, he smiled, he went, good punch. My wrist hurt for 2 weeks. Had to get stronger wrists for that punch. Now, the other 6, 7 pupils, they all have to hit him. He just stand there and he say nothing. He don't even walk back 1 pace, let alone 3. One of them decided I was a racist. Yeah, I said aphorism instead of aphorism instead of aphorism, and they misunderstood. And they thought I was being racist. I chose to be with a group of black people or white. I chose the black people. Racist? Anyhow, he said he wants to fight and hit me. I said, well, that's okay, if that's what you want to do. He says, you don't want to get in trouble. You won't get in trouble. Why? Because 1 punch, you're finished. I only have to hit you once. And he knows that because he saw me hit the master. The master, he's like this. About this high, very muscular. The guards in the Italian prison used to say, they used to come and look at him. You know why? Because there's this thing that went around. 12 people attacked him and all 12 were lying down. And they just couldn't believe that. Oh, no. Maybe 30, it's hard to say, 30-40%, mostly legs.
Wow.
While I was doing the training, every single day, minimum 500 kicks in different directions. Yeah? Punches, countless. And it's too hard to count anyhow because it's too fast. One guy said, would I punch slowly so he can see how I do it? And I thought, does it look that fast? I didn't know it looked that quick. He was thinking of attacking me, yeah? So I went, slow, 1. You know, you're turning as you punch. He went, oh, okay. Back off. And then he said, are you frightened of dying? I said, no, are you? He went, he didn't answer. If I had his karma, I would be frightened of dying. Yeah?
You have to be very careful with a very hard practice person.
But it was good to do this training because you feel comfortable with your situation. You know how to put a small group of people, I don't know how big, a small group of people put off, they're thinking to attack you and you know it. You think, back to then, really violent, you think you pick out the one who's top dog and you just think, right, edge of heel into his groin, he's down, finished. He's attacking at that time, clear punch, his neck is either bust or he's on the floor and he's asleep because he hit the ground so hard. And then you think, and turn for the one that's coming in, there's always one coming from the back, and catch him in the gut. You're thinking this to them. Guess what? You walk past, no problem. Now, we should not think violence, right?
Yeah.
Buddhist. But surely this say violence.
This ain't violence.
Because part of your training in Taekwondo, Shotokan, both, is visualize the situation. The only reason why I will attack someone is because they're attacking me or a woman. Yeah, a woman. If they're going for a woman, that's it. Yeah. So you visualize 2, 3, 4 people coming in on a woman, or they're already doing it. Oh yeah, actually I prefer this one. We have a punch thing which comes like that. You're coming one up into thing. But I prefer this, right down, because you actually catch the stomach and you push it down into his gut. Guess what happens to his underpants? They fill up shit. It awful. Yeah, I prefer that way than the underway, but there's 2 different ways. Thing is, you got didgeridoo on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I'd had to be a witness to a guy. And I didn't really want to be, but I needed to for the show. So I gave my evidence of what happened. But I did it in such a way, because I had done the same when I was a kid. So I really felt like a hypocrite. Anyhow, a few years, a long time later, he was a group of youngsters, and he's recognised me. So we chatted, and he was a little bit like, and I said, yeah, I had to do that. Come and sit down. And the next thing you know, he was sitting in the passenger seat of my car. Outside, he's inside. No, I explained it to him. So, at the time, I have a situation where I need to be, if I worded this differently, you might have got time. The way I worded it, if you'll remember, is so that you would not get time, because I felt like a hypocrite. You understood then? If there's I will say anything or play any game not to be violent. Yeah? That's it. But the better you are at violence, the easier it is to stay calm. Yeah? Because I had a guy telling me once about a dog. It wasn't even my dog. He was really going for it. I'm standing looking and watching him quietly. And then he went, do you know what I mean? And I thought, shall I answer either you or I are in hospital? And if it's I in hospital, you're in prison. But probably both, if you're good at it.
Yeah.
If you're not good at it, hospital. So I thought, he's got his children watching, by the way, and there's a group of people. So long as you attack me, right, I don't go to prison. If I attack you, probably I go to prison. Good. That's one of the ways. In Amsterdam, I was given a boat. This is before my martial art training. I did boxing at school and things. In boarding school, you have to learn to fight when you're little. Otherwise, they beat you all the time. Much better to fight. But 3 or 4 times, people tried to take the boat off me. I'm grinning. I'm like, what, like pirate? I thought pirate was Finnish. Africa, not Amsterdam. Okay. Well, one of them, I didn't want him to stay, but everyone else did. So I said, okay. When it come to get him off the boat because he was such a bad thief, they called me to get him, and I'm stoned on cannabis, and I'm thinking I don't feel like fighting now. Still, there we are on the boat. We're talking, getting warmed up and saying, look, I tell you what, we'll go on the shore because there's going to be blood and bits of meat all over this place, and it's bust stuff, and the boat's nice. We'll do this on the shore. Who's ever still standing walks back on the boat. The other one can't walk anyhow. So he walks past me to get on shore first. He goes, no knife. He's looking at his hand up. I go, is this yours? As he went past, I took his knife because I knew he had it.
It must have been
He
sharp.
didn't realise. So I went, dunk, and threw the knife, pressurised, spinning, into the canal. I don't need a knife, in other words. He looks at me, he turned round, and he runs fast as he can. But as he goes by, he sees someone's rucksack, grabs it, and he runs. Well, I shout, hey, if you want your rucksack, you have to chase him, because I ain't going to chase him, not for your rucksack. He left it. So, it's 99% bluff, eh?
Yeah.
But it's easy to bluff when you're confident. I've even had to take a gun off. Well, I even got a gun off a person because he hadn't got it off. It was a homosexual situation, and he wasn't doing this. Because I thought, a bullet or you survive a rape, but you won't survive a bullet in your head. Mind you, it fucks your head up.
Yeah.
So, but it was in with me, put it down. I couldn't think of what to say, Right. Have you got a license? He went to get the license. I picked up his gun, took out a Beretta 32. Well, see, you're loaded, your safety coach works and everything. Nice little gun you got here. Put it down there. He's over there when he comes back. He looks down and he goes, you're really not homosexual? I said, I'm really not homosexual. There's no doubt about that. And I'm going, is he a policeman? It's an Arabic country, eh?
Yeah.
If he's a policeman, I might be in deep shit. But, so I can't leave the gun. I can't walk away, take the gun. So I have to walk away and just walk away from this. And it was okay, I walked away.
Sometimes walking away is good.
But
Sometimes
again,
fighting is
the
good.
guy had options. And he was Muslim. And so he knew he was really looking for the hell world. Because have you ever read the Quran or anything much of it?
A little bit.
I got maybe more than halfway through it. You know what made me stop? Every chapter, except for the heading, was roughly the same. Cow, girl, doing whatever the heading was. And it was always, if you do this, and the only thing different was the kind of punishment you're going to get.
एउटा कुरो भनौँ न साउजी हामी 3 जना छ साउजी भरतपुर यो चितवनले लेखिदियो पाटन हस्तालले हामी जान सकेन बाबु भाडा नभएर मलाई अलिअलि सहायता गरिदिनु हुन मान्छे खोजेको उता गाउँको कोही भेट्न सकेन बाबु हामीले अप्ठ्यारो पर्यो
Let me see. What's his problem? I could help a bit. Right. He's got. I give someone I sometimes say no. There's one guy who'd probably catch on to me in the next 3 weeks, and I'll tell him no this time. His story is he gives you a cutter and walks off, and then he meets you later, and you talk, and he tells you about his father being in the hospital. So I gave him a couple of hundred rupees, and he said 500. I went, no. And if I see him again, I will go, you know the karma you're going to make? You really want to come back to this world and have it worse than this time? But in the East, you have a larger percentage of people who know you have multiple lives. In the West, they're very small, and they really have trouble getting their head around it. 2, you know karma exists, for sure. You know that everything you do brings back whatever. Why so much? I mean, think about the karma of Chairman Mao. He's wiped out most of Tibet. Think about the karma of what they're creating still for themselves. You know what they do with their radioactive waste now, don't you? They dump it in the mountains in Tibet. all life on one of that mountains is gone. The whole lot. They just dump it. Yeah? Mad. Okay, they decided they believe in communism more than karma and real life. Why? I mean, that is so stupid. And yet they're not stupid people. You could say, you know why I avoid the word evil? Because I always spell it backwards. And I spell evil like, if you say to me evil, I will think live. It's backward spelling. Eh? But creating karma on purpose, I would have thought was worse than doing it out of ignorance. It's a good debate to have with monks. I've been trying to get people in England lately to have this kind of sort of thing. Look, I can start it if you like, or I can just join in on someone else. I don't mind. But what about we yogi people get together and have a debate situation or a talk which has debative outlets? I've got no results yet. Over here, in the monasteries, it's part of your training, isn't it? All the monks go through debating. It's good.
No, I don't.
No? Well, it tests you, your memory, and it gets you to see other points of view. When somebody says, all right, because you said it this way, I think this way, and then you got to think about that and think of a neat way of explaining how come, or change your own attitude a bit, because you think, wait a minute, that's probably better. I come across things and think, oh, that's better than the way I'm doing it. Change. Yeah?
True. Easy to change.
But I've done it a bit with one person at a time, but not with a group. I try harder. There is one of the yoga teachers said, I haven't got the time to arrange that in my town. Oh. But if you do get one, would you let me know? Huh? And when I put it to them, I say, I've forgotten a certain amount of stuff, obviously. And you can remind me what I've forgotten. I mean, really forgotten. Or, I'll give you an example. Nauli Kriya or Nali Kriya.
Nali.
Eh? If you do it, you're unlikely to get any kind of cancer, stomach, prostrate, etc. Your likelihood goes down to near zero. Now, do you say Nauli Kriya or Nali Kriya?
Nali Kriya.
One. Now, the thing is, when you answer, I haven't yet said, there's two ways of doing it. There's an easy way, and there's a way that looks impossible. I didn't say that. I was reading a yoga book. When you show people, they think, God, that don't look possible. You blow all the way out. You're standing like this. So don't have your trousers on. Put the toilet close by, maybe a good idea too. You take first of all, you take a real deep breath. Develop a couple maybe, and then and then blow out as you can, fast out. 1, 2, then blow more. Stay there. Hold. You suck your stomach up under your ribs. You ever do that?
Sometimes.
Suck your stomach up under your ribs? You're not doing it because you've got your air in. You have to be empty. You hold the breath out, right? You pull the stomach up, then you drop it. Up, down, up, down. You're not breathing. You're holding your breath out all the time. My best, actually, the optimum amount is 55 rolls. That means you're holding for your breath out for more than a minute. It's very hard to do. But you see, you're going like this. I'll give you an example. I'll do it a little bit because my teeth come out. Right? Blow out. Watch my shoulders. You're watching the TV. Oh, you got it on this film. Oh, okay, do it properly. In. Hold. Swallow. Blow out. 1, 2, blow again. Suck up. Slowly. In. Out. Finish. I just did 20 then. Wow. Well, 20 is easy because I've been doing it many, many years. Every time I cry. The hard one, I have to bring my t-shirt up so you can see it. And if you want to film it, not right now, but we'll do it. I'll get my tape, start getting tape in first. Actually, I might be able to stick him in right away.